Thank you, Ross Ingersoll, for becoming a Patreon member. Hello everybody, Jamie here from FMSCOUT. In today's video, I'm bringing you a man marking guide for Football Manager 2020, written by Robert Cardoni and RDF. The link is in the description if you guys want to check it out and check the written version. Of course, I like to put these into the video format for anyone who doesn't know or doesn't understand it and you want to see how you put your man marking on your players and your opposition and stuff like that. I'd like to announce that we are now on Patreon. You can see on the screen right now, there's a few little benefits that you can do. We're going to be doing monthly live streams. I'm releasing shortlists for my Patreons. And of course, you get access to a special room on Discord. So if you want to join the Patreon, the link is in the description. So are you guys struggling with being dominated and giving up a lot of chances on Football Manager in terms of the matches? Are you losing the battle in midfield? We have found a trick to shut down the opponent and make their passing game completely dissolve using man marking on the opposition playmaker. Now, you guys have lots of different tactics. Some of you don't play attacking midfielder. These guys have tested this based on the NAP tactics for gegenpressing. So I'm going to try and make it simple for you in terms of the standard tactic that I've got right here. We have got attacking midfielder, but this isn't necessarily the tactic I would suggest using with your save. One thing to note though is that the player you are using for marking should not be alone in this position. When testing, this best results were found when using 1 out of 2 attacking midfielders or 1 out of 2 pressing forwards. Using your only attacking midfielder striker might lead to him being in an unusual position when winning the ball, so it's good to have another in the same role to rely on. Of course, you guys know your teams, but I'm going to show you how to set up the man marking, how to look for which player to mark, which is the most important thing. Essentially, this is built, the man marking is built around taking out the AI's deep playmaker to cut off the defenders when they play out from the back. This will lead your team to winning the ball a lot more and dominating the game. A lot of times you'll see on the screen that you're being overrun in midfield, which is usually down to the opposition playmaker creating them chances, opening the space. Of course, with you man marking that DLP, it's going to change a lot of things. Your attacking midfielder will need to have certain attributes for this to work. He needs to be aggressive, he needs to have stamina and work rate, anticipate really well, and be brave and hopefully strong to win any kind of duel. So for this approach, you will need to find out the player to mark before each game. So once you get to your team selection, which we'll go into in a second, I'll show you exactly how to find the player who you should be marking. There will be leagues and formations this works better for than others, but obviously you guys can test this out and just give it a go and see if you see any difference when you start using the man marking. It might not work so well with lower league teams because they tend to play the hoofball, but of course with Premier League teams this should work quite well. So I'm going to show you firstly how you set up your man marking. So you press the attacking midfielder. We're going to always use the attacking midfielder because this is what the test that Robert has done is mainly with the attacking midfielders. You can do it with pressing forwards, but I would suggest if you want to do the exact same thing that them guys have done in terms of the exact tactics they used, check the link in the description. But I'm just going to do a bit of an overview for this. And they did do tests with Everton and Leicester, and they won the league with both of them teams without making any signings. They also did it with Paderborn in the German league, who are relegation candidates, and they finished 4th and going in the Champions League by marking the opposition DLP. And of course, a lot of times you guys might leave it to your assistant manager, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But when you do see that message that you're getting overrun in midfield, it's probably down to the fact that your DLP is getting a lot of space and is opening a lot of space for the other players, and that's how you get overrun in midfield. So I would strongly urge you guys to give this a go and just see if you see any difference in your games. But to set the man marking, you just press the attacking midfielder, you go to add instructions, and then you want to mark the specific player. And of course, you can see these are the players on the next game I've got against Sheffield United. I'm just doing a test with Manchester United right now. But you'll see, obviously, you need to know who you're going to man mark with your attacking midfielder. So let's show you how you find that. So once you go to your team selection screen, you'll see opposition reports at the top. You want to press the overview and you want to look for the DLP. Now, of course, the DLP is Sander Berge, so nice and simple. We're going to select that player to mark Sander Berge. So go back to your tactics, go to your attacking midfielder, and you want to mark specific player Sander Berge. Make sure you always check the opposition reports every game. If you are going to use this man marking method, make sure, like I say, just check it, because some teams will play DMs, some teams will play 3 midfielders, And you need to know which one you're going to be man marking, who's going to be creating the space, who's going to be, opening the space, who's going to be essentially being the playmaker in that team. If they use a defensive midfielder, it's very simple. You will select that player to mark. If you are unsure who to mark, you can look at more stats and reports. Go to the opposition report, go to analyst report. You can see a positional heat map, and you can also see the passing network. So I'll let you guys have a little look. You can kind of judge where the passes come from and kind of what they've done in the last 3 games, really. Like I say, I would urge you guys to give this a go and get your attacking midfielders to actually man mark the DLP or the playmaker in this. If you've got any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments. I know there's a lot of different tactics, so it's impossible for me to make sure every single tactic is covered. You might not play an attacking midfielder, or you might play 3 attacking midfielders, or 2. There's a lot of tactics out there, but if you have any questions, Cardoni, Robert, and RDF do help me support the comments, so any questions, just let me know, I'll pop it to them, and just try it. This is literally a video for you guys to try something new if you don't use the man marking. They've had a lot of success with it, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. But that's been the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you have enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.